Welcome back to my chaotic kitchen. So while everybody's getting ready for the holiday season, I am dealing with a sick child. Since Kayla was little, I've always made her homemade chicken noodle soup. This recipe is almost like sacred to me, but I'm gonna share it with you guys. I make it different all the time, but today we're gonna roast up some chicken thighs in the oven. I like to make it fresh, meaning that I like to make my own chicken stock. Of course, Italian dressing. Hello. I'm gonna marinate these first. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. You can take some shortcuts. You can buy a pre-made rotisserie chicken, just shred it up. If you decide to make your own stock, you can use the bones to make stock, oregano, or you can just buy stock. Buy the rotisserie chicken. I've done it all types of ways. Onion powder, Italian seasoning. This just happens to be Kayla's favorite soup when she's not feeling well. So because I don't make it often, I definitely like to go all out when I do make it. Adobo, paprika. Now that the chicken is all pretty, I'm just gonna take this and put it in the refrigerator. Obviously, I'm gonna cover it with some foil. You can marinate it for 30 minutes. You can marinate it for 2 hours, till tomorrow, whatever is easier for you. Or you can cook it right now. Do you? My chicken thighs have been marinating for about an hour and a half. I have them on this baking pan here, lined with aluminum foil and parchment paper because dishes. I'm gonna pop them in the oven at 400 degrees. I'll let you know exactly how long I cooked them for, but in the oven they go. Okay, my chicken thighs are out of the oven. They were in there for about 45 minutes, and oh my god, they look so good, and they smell even better. While my chicken is cooling, I'm gonna start preparing some of the veggies for my stock. I have a carrot, I have some celery, I have a green onion, regular onion, and a bulb of garlic. I have all my veggies prepped and ready to go for the stock. Normally this bowl would be filled to the top, but I'm only making a small batch today. The one thing I do not ever skimp on though is garlic. Tons and tons of garlic. Take your chicken bones, drop them right in the pot, and you see all those chicken drippings? Look at that, look at that. Yep, you guessed it. Put that in there too. And this is why I line my pan the way that I do. You want to rinse it, you can rinse it. If not, you can just put it away just like this. It's perfectly clean, no raw chicken touched it. It's great. I'm gonna take all those veggies that I chopped up and prepared and throw that in there. So the drippings on the bottom are starting to sizzle up a little bit, and it sounds and it already smells amazing. I'm gonna put a few spices in here, just a couple of seasonings. We're gonna keep it really basic, you know? I'm kidding, never. At least not in my kitchen. Salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and of course, oregano. And I know we're making stock, but let's be honest here. We need flavor, so some chicken bouillon. Best way to measure with your heart, I feel like the rule of thumb here is just take it easy on the salt. You can always add salt, but you can't take away salt. So start off slow. When everything's cooked, you can always taste. That's what she looks like, bubbling away. I forgot to hit record. I'm still getting used to this, sorry. In here, I have about 14 cups of water, okay? I'm gonna pop a lid on it. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil. It's going to reduce. That's why I started with 14 cups, trust me. Once she starts to boil, bring her down to about medium low and just let her simmer away for as long as your heart desires. So my stock has been simmering away on low for about 2 hours now. I usually use a leaner cut of chicken, but when I went to the supermarket today, guess what? Chicken thighs were on sale, so chicken thighs is what I bought. That's just a little bit too much fat for me, so I'm gonna skim some of that away, and I'm also gonna scoop out the veggies that are in here. If you want to cut up fresh, brand new carrots and celery, you can go ahead and do that. You see the celery is basically, it's so soft I can press it with my fingers. That's the key here because my daughter does not like vegetables. So the mushier, the better, because she's going to get all her veggies and she's not even going to notice. So now we're going to start assembling our soup. And here is where I tell you that the flavors need to be to your liking. I added some more chicken bouillon. I added a little bit of adobo and a little bit of pepper and garlic powder and some more oregano in here. You could leave the stock just as it was. I felt like it needed a little bit more salt. I chopped up my chicken thighs, and underneath the chicken thighs we have all that carrot, and I'm going to try not to cover the camera here. These are the kinds of noodles I'm going to put in the soup. These are fideo noodles. I literally bought this at the supermarket for like 89 cents. So don't go crazy buying anything. You could use the egg noodles. I've used those too. I've used thin spaghetti. Use whatever type of noodle you like. Put it up to high so it can come up to a boil, and then I'm gonna drop it down once it's at a boil to about medium low, and just let it simmer away for the next half hour or so, or until your noodles are cooked, and then it's time to eat. And here she is all done. I did sprinkle in some dry parsley at the end. If you have fresh herbs, go ahead and use fresh herbs for this. I just don't have any fresh herbs on hand. Excuse the sirens. Clearly I live in New York City. Oh my God. It like soothes the soul, you know? It freezes beautifully. I freeze this soup all the time. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna freeze most of this and just have it throughout the season. Soup season. Hello?